Hey guys, happy Sunday. My name is Lauren Wandell, aka The Fit Law, coming to you live with my weekly recipe. There was not a grocery list for this week just because this is kind of off the top of my head, which is kind of how I cook. I'm very big into like pulling something out of the fridge and throwing it in the oven or on the stove and just making it. So this is one of those recipes that I've been really excited to share with you. It's something that I think a lot of people are scared of. And as you can see, I have a whole chicken. And I think a lot of people are scared to make whole birds, whole roasts, stuff like that. They think that they need it broken down, chicken breasts, chicken legs, chicken thighs. And I understand that, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to do the entire bird in a short amount of time, okay? So we're going to do an crusted chicken. I'm also going to make carrot fries. I have my carrots all cleaned off to the side here. We're going to make carrot fries, and then I'm also going to teach you how to make a lemon aioli, which is just a really good sauce that goes over top of the carrot fries. It's amazing. It's super, super simple. This entire meal is really easy to make. And I know you're staring at this whole chicken. You're going, girl, that's a whole chicken. That's not easy, but I promise it is, okay? So we're going to jump right into this. I'm very excited about this because I think when people see a whole bird, they get scared for a couple of reasons. Number one, because they know they have to clean it. But if you're buying from a retailer, I got this from Trader Joe's, all that they're going to do is they're going to keep the gizzards and stuff inside, right? So they're going to be in like the butt of the chicken, but it comes in a pouch. So you can literally just pull the pouch out, throw it away if you don't want to use it. You know, your grandma or whatever, sometimes they like to cook them up and eat them, but I don't. I just pitch them or I save them and use them for stock later. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a half chicken, okay? So I'm actually making two because we need leftovers, so I've already cut one. I've already cut one in half, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to cut this other one in half. And then we're going to herb crust them both, and we're going to bake them in the oven. So when you're looking at a bird, just a little bit of an anatomy lesson, obviously the breastbones are in the front, so the chicken stands up like this. You're going to want it breast facing up. Okay, and then you're going to want a really, really good pair of kitchen shears. These just came with my knife set. They're amazing. I think they're Wusthof. They're really, really great. And you're going to start from the butt end, okay? So you're looking into the chicken, all right? So up here would be its head, all right? You're going to find the breastbone. Now the breastbone runs right between the breasts. It's the breastbone, right? And you're going to pick a side. Doesn't matter what side. Pick the left or the right. You know, whatever you choose, it doesn't really matter. And you are literally going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut straight across all until you get to the other opening, okay? So I usually go to the right just because I think I'm right-handed, and so that's where it usually ends up. Some of these cuts might take a couple, like a few to get through because you got to remember you're going through bone and meat. So don't be scared. It's already dead. It's already dead. You're not going to kill it because it's already dead. So don't be scared. All right, you're going to hear some crunching, and that's okay. The reason you want to pick one side of the breastbone is because the breastbone's probably the hardest bone in the chicken to cut through, so that's why it's just easier to just go on one side. Okay, so see that? I have it split completely in half, all right? So all we're going to do now is we're going to cut on the same side through, this is like the ribs and everything like that. So you can kind of see how I just cut down the middle. You're going to cut on the other side, okay? So now, same thing. You're going always from back to front because you don't ever want to turn the scissors and cut towards yourself. That's just basic safety knowledge, okay? So you're just going to cut through. Now you're cutting through the back, okay? And guess what, guys? You just have to chicken. Did you see how fast that was? Seriously, that was that fast. Super easy. I'm going to throw these in the sink. Now, you're going to need a roasting pan or a tray for this. I use one. Okay, so I just have a metal sheet pan with a rack on top. Now, one of them has a rack, one of them doesn't. Not because I wouldn't want to put both of them on the rack, but because I only have one rack currently clean. So I'm sticking this on here. My oven is preheated to 375, so this is a little bit lower. You don't want the skin to burn before the chicken cooks, okay? So you're gonna want to put these on here. I usually just put one facing one way, one facing the other way. Let me turn this because I want to show you guys this. But when you put it on here, you want to make sure this little wing tip right here, this is going to be the fastest part that's going to burn. So you want to make sure that you just like kind of flip it under and like stick it into his armpit, okay? So like just make sure that it's kind of tucked in there because what's going to happen then is it'll cook the wing instead of the wing tip and then you won't get that little like burnt crispy part. I mean, if you like it, go for it. But just make sure that those are cut under there, okay? And you can just place these right on here for now. We'll move them back when we crust them just because the stuff doesn't fall underneath the pan and burn and all that good stuff. But for now, we'll just stick these on the pan, okay? And I made this the other night and it was delicious. So I'm tucking my other little wing there, getting that done. Okay, did you guys really see how easy that was? Like, look at that. We have a whole chicken on a pan. It took us 3 seconds to cut it in half. And now we're just gonna season it. So I'm gonna wash my cutting board really quick and then we'll do some herbs. So give me 2 seconds. All right. Okay, so even though it's washed, the ridges are on the top, I always just flip it over just to be sure. Cross-contamination, no good. So my hands are clean, my board is clean. Now we're gonna move on to the actual herbs. So you just need a little bowl for this. Nothing crazy. Like I said, this is a super simple recipe, olive oil. Now I am going to be doubling this because I'm doing 2 chickens. I would say a half chicken feeds about 2.5 people. So, hold on. This is gonna be enough for 5 servings, I guess. Maybe a little bit more than that because you're going to get 4 breasts, 4 wings, 4 thighs, 4 legs. And then you can use the leftover meat or bones and stuff for stock. Okay, so I'm going to say I have about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, all right? And again, I'm doubling this. So 1/4 of a cup of olive oil in this. We're going to be using a couple different spices. We're going to use fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. Those are the herbs of choice. And then garlic. I know garlic obviously is, I guess you would consider it a vegetable, but I consider it an herb because it is great for seasoning, obviously. Salt and pepper, really easy. Salt, black pepper. And the last thing I'm going to do is put onion powder on it as well. So let me grab that. Okay, so really, really simple. Now, as far as measurements go, I'll try to give you guys some more specific measurements because I know I'm terrible at that. So we're going to do a full tablespoon of salt, okay? Yep, and I'm going to do about 1/2 more. So 1.5 tablespoons of salt. Just kosher salt's fine. You can use pink Himalayan salt if you want, whatever you want. Dealer's choice. 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper. Fresh ground is best, always. Okay. 1/4 tablespoon of onion powder. Just want the flavor. Now, if I'm gonna serve this with like roasted onions, I won't put the onion powder in it, okay? So just keep that in mind. But because I'm doing it with carrots and that needs it needs something else with it, I do that. Okay, so for thyme, I'm just gonna clean out, let's see, let's get a couple good sprigs out of here. Okay, and then when you're doing thyme, you're just gonna take the stalk, I guess it's called a stalk, and you're just gonna pull it at the top and just run your well, that didn't work. Run your fingers along it, opposite direction, and all the thyme will fall off. You can use dried thyme if you want, totally fine. I prefer fresh thyme, especially because I needed it anyway because I did a roast. So I had it in my fridge. All right, so we're just gonna do about 1/2 tablespoon. Actually, no, I lied. We're gonna do a full tablespoon, so then it's 1/2 per chicken. All right, let's get that done. I hate the ones that have like multiple branches on them because they're way harder to do. It's a pain, let me just tell you. Okay, I love thyme. It's become like an obsession. I used to never want to use it in anything. I was like, it's okay. I always went for like rosemary or dill, but thyme has become like a new obsession. I use it especially on potatoes, like roasted potatoes with thyme. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. Or crushed rosemary. Those are like my go-to flavors. This recipe is really, really good and easy. So if you want to feed a lot of people for a little bit of money and not a ton of time, this is a great recipe option for this. You could totally use this for Christmas if you wanted to for your Christmas dinner. Okay. That one worked a little bit better. And just make sure all those stems are out of there because nobody wants to bite into that, okay? And we're not even going to chop this because these are small enough that we don't need to. Come on. Okay, a couple more. Maybe I will just rough chop it really quick. We're playing it by ear, guys. This is what I do. When I decide to cook, I just am like, what's in my fridge? What's for dinner? And it's funny because my husband will always say that. He's like, what's for dinner? What are we going to have tonight? And it's, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't know yet. I gotta go look. So it's actually kind of difficult for me when I do these live feeds to come up with a specific measured recipe because I don't really cook that way. That's why I've never really been a baker, because I know baking is a lot more scientific, specific measurements, stuff like that. I'm not that person. I don't do that. I'm a let's find what's in the fridge and throw it together kind of gal. Okay, that is good enough, okay? So we're gonna actually rough chop this because I forgot that I was gonna do rosemary anyway, so we'll just chop it all together. It'll make it really easy. So you need less rosemary. So this was a full tablespoon. We're gonna do half of a tablespoon of rosemary. Rosemary is definitely a way stronger flavor. So you don't need as much, and this rosemary is huge. And again, dried rosemary is perfect. It is a little bit harder to chop when it's dried, so you might want to just try to blend it in like your food processor or something, and you can throw everything in there with the salt. I wouldn't add the olive oil because it'll be, you can, I guess. It just depends. If your food processor isn't like small enough though, it'll just push everything to the outside with the liquid and it won't really blend it. And then your blades are just spinning around, not hitting everything. Okay, so where'd my knife go? Right next to my blade. All right, so we're just gonna give these a rough chop, and then we're gonna throw them in our olive oil, and then we're gonna add a little bit of minced garlic. I'm probably gonna do about 3. This is why my husband hates when I cook, because I just make a mess. I'm like the worst. I'm like the messiest cook ever. Okay. I'm so excited. All right. Take that, throw that in your olive oil mixture. That's off to the side here. Okay. All right. We're gonna do, see how big these are. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do 3 cloves of garlic, and you're actually gonna need a little bit more garlic for that garlic aioli that I told you, garlic lemon aioli that I told you about. So we're just gonna, I have a press, so I'm just gonna mince these in here. So that's 1. Peel comes out. 2. Peel comes out. Hopefully, half the time it comes out, it just pops out, and half the time it doesn't. And then I gotta pick it with my fingers. Come on. All right, last one, number 3. All right, good to go. Then it's all pulverized. All right, let me throw these away. Okay. Now, when I mix this and I put these on here, I use a brush. So this is just, one of the basting brushes. Usually people use it on like the grill or whatever, but I use this because it's just a little bit easier to maneuver around the chicken with it than with my hands. And plus, I don't really feel like getting my hands dirty. Sorry, I'm just like, you guys know this, clean as I go. So just mix this up. You can just do it with your brush. Okay, so mix that all up. So we've got a nice little herb mixture. Okay, we'll get rid of this for a minute. Told you, messiest cook ever. And we're gonna start with this one. I'm debating whether I want to put it back on the cutting board. Oh no, I'm not gonna. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and I'm gonna brush it on here. You do not need to do the back, okay? All of the meat, because it's cut in half, all of the meat is gonna be on the top here. So you don't need to worry about like flipping the chicken over and doing the other side because there isn't any meat that's over there, okay? Make sure that you do get like underneath this wing here, okay? So you just definitely wanna season like underneath stuff, but don't worry about flipping the whole chicken over. Make sure your wings are tucked. This guy doesn't want to stay down. All right, get them really good and seasoned. This skin is gonna crisp up really, really nicely in the oven, and it turns really golden brown. Now, if you're doing like 21-day fix, or you're doing a diet that does boneless, skinless chicken breast, still rub the skin with it. And then just make sure that you just peel it off before you eat it. It's really still flavorful. You know, a lot of this is going to pull into the chicken, and it'll flavor the meat as well. So you don't need to eat the skin to get the flavor of it, okay? Make sure that you get in under here. All right. Almost done. And then, like I said, I'm going to put this in a 375-degree oven. I would say I do it for about 35 to 40 minutes. And that actually was on 400. So I'm thinking 40 to 45 minutes now that I lowered the temperature. I usually do this at 400, but I didn't want to burn it. And I wanted to make sure, because we're doing 2, that it cooks low and slow a little bit. All right, good to go. So that one is ready to go. And then let's do our second one. And then while this is in the oven, I will move on and show you guys how I make these carrot fries. These carrot fries are ridiculously good. This is a recipe that I've probably had since before I even started losing weight. I don't remember where I found it. It was probably on Pinterest. And it came with this lemon aioli recipe, and it's just outrageous. It's so good, and it's so easy. And aioli is just an emulsion with eggs and oil. It's kind of like mayonnaise. It's super, super simple to do. And it's really delicious to just throw on like roasted potatoes, even on meats. It's really good. So you can pretty much use it for anything. All right. Come on. Rub the chicken down. Don't be afraid to get in on this chicken. Just saying. I think people are so scared of it, and I don't understand why. Because for anybody watching, you could see, like, that was really not that hard. People see, like, a whole bird, I think, or a whole fish, and they immediately run away. But when you leave the bones in something and you cook it like this, the flavor on it is so much better than when you cook it without the bones. Like, it just adds an entire it's like a whole nother level of flavor. So don't be scared. Get out of your comfort zone. Make a chicken, or a turkey, or a quail. Cornish hen, all the same anatomy, same thing. Okay, all right guys, that looks perfect. All right, I'm gonna throw these in the oven. Okay. Number 1. I don't think these are gonna fit that way. Sorry, maneuvering these around, so I want them a specific way. Okay, good to go. So I'm going to start at 40 minutes. We'll see how that goes. And I'm going to end this before they're done, but just keep an eye on them. Best way to check if a chicken is done is to take your knife and run it right in between the leg and the thigh. And if your juices run clear and you can't see any pink, then you're good to go. You can also use a thermometer. It's 165 is the temperature that you want. Okay, so we have a clean cutting board. We're gonna do some carrot fries. My very trusty stone. You guys know this. I have already peeled these, so I'm just gonna cut off the ends. All right. I'm like trying to play basketball by like throwing these into the sink. Carrots are an awesome vegetable to make fries. Parsnips are also really good. You know, I think everybody thinks fries and they're like potatoes, and I get that, but you can use these starchier vegetables too, and these thicker vegetables to make fries, and they kind of give you that crunchy craving without all the calories, and they're a really good addition. And when you do the rainbow ones, they just look really pretty, so it's a really good option, especially if you're trying to go low carb. So carrots are an amazing substitution for this. All right, let's get rid of all our little ends. If you guys haven't figured it out, my garbage disposal is amazing, so I just throw everything in the sink. Okay, so we're going to cut this carrot into halves, all right? So what you're going to get is you're going to get obviously one side that's bigger than the other. So this one I'm going to cut in half, and then I'm going to cut in half again. You want them all about the same size. And it's funny because people underestimate the power that knife skills will really have on your cooking. But here's why you want everything to cook, or you want everything cut the same size. And it's because when it cooks in the oven, if you have all different sizes of food, what's going to happen is some of it's going to burn and some of it's going to be undercooked, right? So learning good knife skills is a really, really, really simple thing to do, and it will help you in the long run to cook better food, and then your stuff won't burn as much. Come on. I need to sharpen my knife. That's what's on my Christmas list, is a sharpening stone. And actually, my husband just gave it to me. He pulled it out, and I said that. I was like, I can't wait till my brother gets here because he's bringing his stone with him. And I was like, I need to sharpen my knives. And my husband came walking around the corner, and he goes, look what I got for you for Christmas. And so I went, thank you. So as soon as I get off of this, I'm going to sharpen all my knives because it needs to be done badly. Okay, guys, I'm going to pull out my phone, and I'll check questions in a minute here. But let me just get done with this piece. All right. A couple more to go. I did an entire bag of rainbow carrots. I would not say that baby carrots would be a good option for this. I don't know why. I just don't think they work as well. I mean, I guess they're all the same size, so. And this one's actually really big, so I'm going to cut it again. Okay. And then these are going to be really simple seasoning, nothing crazy. Remember, we're doing that aioli, so you don't really need to over season these. You're just going to do salt, pepper, and olive oil. And then these go in the oven. You can put them at the same temperature at 375, and they're going to take about 35 to 40 minutes, okay, before they're tender. Okay, one more. All right. The full recipe for this will be up on my blog a little bit later. Like I said, this kind of popped in my head, so I wasn't expecting to necessarily do it tonight. So, but I will have the full recipe up a little bit later, especially after I get some amazing pictures of that chicken, because I know it's just going to be beautiful. Okay, so we're done with, yes, we're done with our cutting board. No, actually I'm not. I just need to chop this lemon in half really quick. Just do it now so I can get rid of it. Okay, we'll just stick it off to the side here. That lemon can go over there. Okay, so carrot fries. Look how pretty those look already, just like without anything on them. They're so pretty. All right, let me pull out my phone wherever I put it, and I will answer some questions really quick. All right. While I do this. All right, okay. So it's really good so far. Thank you, Hannah. Do you ever freeze fresh herbs? Yes, all the time, actually. I have these little herb trays that I use. They're awesome. They're just like ice cube trays, but they're silicone on the bottom so you can pop them out. And so I freeze them in olive oil. And it's an amazing way to keep fresh herbs through the winter. Is that a Pampered Chef garlic press? Yes, half my kitchen is Pampered Chef. I have found my cooking soulmate. The harder I try to be neat, the messier I am. It's so true. I am the worst when it comes to cooking my kitchen. I just make a mess everywhere. My husband even said, he's like, we need to sweep the floor today. I'm like, whatever, the cleaning people are coming tomorrow. He's like, you're terrible. I'm like, eh. Okay, so just a little bit of olive oil we're going to drizzle over the top here, okay? You don't need a lot. Salt, black pepper. Simple, okay? Remember, simple is better. Kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper. I've never seen carrots like that before. Do they taste the same? Yes, they do. It's kind of like purple and green grapes, and I shouldn't use that as an example because I know some people hate one or the other, but yeah, it's kind of like purple and green grapes. Same thing. They're just different colors. You know, it's like heirloom tomatoes. That's a better example. Heirloom tomatoes, you see like purple tomatoes, you know, red tomatoes, orange tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, all that good stuff. Same taste. It's just a different color. So yeah, they taste exactly the same, and they're just really pretty to look at. I love doing them in soups. Okay, so that's done. I have to move some stuff around, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do this aioli. And you know what? I don't have my food processor dirty, so hold on, let me finish answering these really quick. How do you sharpen your scissors? So you can do them on a stone. If you get good kitchen shears, they should come apart, and then you can sharpen each side, okay? So if you're gonna buy good kitchen shears, get ones that you know that are gonna come apart, because that's gonna be the easiest way to sharpen them. Can you do a video on sharpening your knives? Absolutely, I would love to do that. My brother is coming, and he worked in a kitchen for a long time, and so we're gonna actually be doing them together when he comes. So I'm really excited to do that. If you weren't making aioli, how would you season the carrots? Same way that I just did, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Keep it really simple. You can also use, like, I'm trying to think of a good dipping sauce that would go with these. I don't know, I just really like the aioli. I don't think you can really dip them. You could do like a sriracha mayonnaise, and that would be amazing on these, actually. Okay, let's see. I've never tried parsnips before. What do they taste like? A lot of people use them in place of potatoes. They're starchy. They almost look like a white carrot. When you like steam them and mash them, they almost taste like mashed potatoes. They're really starchy. So I would say they're like a cross between like a carrot, the taste of a carrot, but a little bit milder. So they're like a cross between like a carrot and a potato. That's kind of how I feel like the taste is. Hi from Australia. I've never seen these carrots. We only have orange ones. Yeah, we have fancy carrots here. When you're done cooking, can you post a picture on Snapchat? I would be happy to. For those of you who don't follow me on Snapchat, I post tons of pictures of food on there. And then, did I miss the chicken? Yes, it's actually in the oven already. That was like first thing we did. My dishwasher is done running, so I'm going to pull my food processor out. We're gonna make this aioli really quick, okay? Thank God for my husband that does the dishes, right? Because if it was me, I would have loaded it and then just never run it. This is my tiny little food processor. Big food processor, also on my list for Christmas. Okie dokie. Let me get rid of this. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up my recipe really quick. I know we need olive oil, which this is almost empty, so we'll grab another one. Olive oil, garlic, lemon, salt, pepper, and an egg. All right, here we go. Let's find this really quick. Yeah, I think actually this lemon aioli recipe I got with these fries. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I haven't made this in forever. This is my husband's favorite too. He loves this aioli recipe. It's so easy. Oh, come on. These are not the ones I'm looking for. Here we go. Okay. So, first thing. Get out of here. Come on. Go away. 2 garlic cloves, peeled, 2 egg yolks. All right? And for those of you that don't know how to separate an egg, you're going to need another bowl. Okay, let's grab our other egg. Okay, so separating an egg, super, super easy, okay? Crack it on here. You're going to hold it upside down. Turn it upright. Okay, and then you're going to do the kind of like swish method. You swish back and forth, okay? And then all that egg white is going to come off here. The egg yolk is a lot richer, okay? You can save these egg whites also and make like an omelet in the morning. It'd be a great thing to do. All right, let's see if we need these right away. Make the aioli in your food processor. Yeah, okay. So egg yolks go straight in here. So that's one. Let's get our second one. The other thing you can do if you're not good at the shell thing is you can literally just pour it into your hands and let the whites fall between your fingers. Works just as well. I see everybody on Facebook using like these, like the bottle to like squeeze the egg yolk out, and I'm like, why? It's so much easier just to do it yourself, you know? 2 garlic cloves peeled. Okay. Come on. And then lemon juice and salt, which for lemon juice you need just the juice of half a lemon. So there's 1 clove. So this is like a garlic lemon aioli. This is also really good on the chicken too. So like just keep this and you can pour it on everything. It's so good. Okay, there's 2. Okay, and then I have lemon. All right, so the juice of half a lemon. Again, just make sure that your seeds aren't coming out of here. You don't want to blend those up. That's no good. You can do this over a strainer if you want. I'm not that patient. And I'm all about like less dishes too. Like the least amount of dishes I need to do, the better. Okay. Now let's see the oil ratio really quick. Oil is 1/2 and 1/3 cup. Okay. All right, stick your lid on. If I can put this on the right way. Okay, so this is like a weird measurement, but it says 1/2 and 1/3 to 1/3 cup. So it's, I guess, in between. So we're just gonna start with 1/2 and we'll work our way up, okay? I don't know if my phone just died or like what happened, but so we'll start with 1/2. Now, you're gonna blend the bottom part first. Oh, I forgot salt. Salt, sorry. Salt. Okay, so blend, like just pulse the bottom for just a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, when I say slowly, pour this in the top slowly. So this little piece obviously needs to be out. Don't let it catch all your olive oil. And then just hold it and slowly. What we're doing is we're gonna emulsify it, okay? We're gonna emulsify the eggs in the oil. This is how you make mayonnaise also. Okay, it didn't quite thicken up as much as I want, so that's why it says between 1/2 and 1/3 cup, or 3/4 cup. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. Now, the reason that this is different than mayonnaise is that it's less oil. So when you're making mayonnaise, you would use almost like 1 1/4 cups per egg yolk. So this is just a little bit less, so it's not as thick. Does that make sense? I hope. And that's perfect. So it's thick, but it's still a little bit runny. That's what you want, okay? And that is your aioli. Super, super easy. Okay, so what I'm gonna serve that on is on top of the carrots as well as the chicken. I'm just gonna kind of throw it on everything. You know, you can eat it with a spoon if you want. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but okay, let me go through questions one more time and see if there's anything else. And then we will finish up here. Love your sunflower tattoo. Thank you so much. How do you organize your recipes? I have a blog, www.thefitlaw.com/blog, and that's where all of my recipes are starting to go up. So this one will go up tomorrow. You can pin them on your Pinterest board. I also have a Pinterest board on my Pinterest, which is pinterest.com/thefitlaw. So they're all on there as well. Love your necklace. Thank you. It is from a place in the mall called, oh my gosh, what is it called? I can't remember. I just bought it yesterday. It's so good. It's such a cute store. I actually got this top there too. And last thing, what are your favorite things to do in your food processor? So I love making mayonnaise. We use it all the time. I would say I also do salsa a lot during the summer. And just herb mixtures. I do a lot of like those herb crusted chicken. I will make stuff like that to put on like other stuff. I don't really use my food processor for like soup or anything because it's not big enough. But this one is really great for like these emulsions and you know, like really quick salsas and stuff like that. So that's probably my main things. Okay, guys, well, that is the end. So we have our chicken in the oven, we have our carrot fries that are about to get popped in the oven, and we did our lemon aioli, which, like I said, is going to be amazing on top of both the chicken and the carrots. And so I'm really, really excited to eat this tonight. It's going to be delicious. I get to kind of do this before I hop on a team call with my amazing FitLaw team, so I'm excited to do that as well. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing night. This recipe, like I said, will be up on my blog either late tonight or early tomorrow for you guys all to see. I just want to make sure that I have pretty pictures for you to look at also. So that's why I'm waiting to do that. If you like my recipes and you want to see me, I'm live every Sunday. So feel free to subscribe below, and my face will pop up every time I'm live, and you'll get to see some more of these recipes. Also, feel free to follow me on Snapchat, where you can see all my pictures. I'm just at the FitLaw, Instagram, Pinterest for my recipes, and all of the above, YouTube, all that good stuff. So I'm everywhere. Feel free to come say hi to me. Again, my name is Lauren Wandel, aka the FitLaw, and thanks for joining me tonight. Happy Sunday, and I hope you guys have wonderful, happy holidays. I'm excited. My whole family's coming over, and we're going to do some stuff. So have a great holiday season, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.